Gonna be one of those days. I outshot my front sight. Man, tell you what, I leave misses in because I want you guys to learn from them, because I learn from them. What did I do wrong right there? At the moment of ignition, I looked past my front sight and I looked at the target. Everybody does it. I do it all the time, and I shoot all the time. That makes all the difference. That's worth looking at. That's about as dead center as you can get it in a heartbeat, and that was 3.16 out of the allotted 5 seconds. That is an excellent hit from 10 yards. All right, guys, welcome out to the range. Today we're going to be covering the church drill. This is a little confusing if you don't understand what all the little steps are. And really, I say little because this is a very small drill. It's a very small drill with a very big importance. It is simulating that moment in time where either it's after church, or you're maybe in the lobby of the church, or whatever the case may be. There is a shot, and the shot is simulated by the chronometer going off. Once that chronometer starts, there's a 5-second countdown, and at the end of 5 seconds, it sounds again. That's the end of the gunfight. In that 5-second window, you then have to identify where the shot came from, and of course, in this case, it's really obvious. This goes beep, that's your bang, you rotate, and it's kind of obvious, right? Because you set this thing up. But if you've got a buddy and you've got two of these things, I've got one over there, and I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but there's another target over there identical to this one. So if your buddy is really feeling froggy, he sets this up between the two, and when you rotate, he says left or right. So you have to go blank in your head to figure out what the threat is, because you don't know what it is. That's really the best way to do this. But for the sake of the simplicity of this drill, the threat is directly in front of you, 10 yards, 5 seconds, 6-inch target. 6-inch target is the center of the human face, or basically the center here of the heart, pericardium, aorta. Why 6-inch target? Well, because and actually if I failed to say this, I apologize. I got this from my mentor, Ken Hackathorn. Why 6-inch target? Because it is a very small target, because it forces you to have a very specific aiming point, aim small, miss small. And the time restriction is key to this. In that time restriction, you must identify and stop that threat. I didn't say kill. And that's not me playing fuzzy games, word games here. Not every bullet is going to kill. But if you hit in the right spot, one bullet will stop. And that's the key. The 6-inch target is forcing you to focus on a very specific aiming spot, because from 10 yards, that 6-inch target is roughly a third of it, the middle of it, roughly a third of it is covered by the front side post on any handgun. So you're already talking about a diminishing target that you have to deal with. The 5-second time frame is that whenever there's a bang, as humans, we will hunker down in that bang. We will hunker down in that bang. That timer starts. In that 5-second time frame, even you as the protector, you're going to hunker down and you have to immediately identify that's a gunshot. And then you have to get your gun out and you have to identify. Remember, that clock is now running. You're probably already out of a second and a half. You have to identify the threat. There he is, and you have to track him and hit him. And then, when that's done, actually, let me finish the thought. And then, within that 5-second time frame, once that 5 seconds elapses, you could potentially be dealing with all the people that were in that church that had done this. All of a sudden, it's pandemonium. Now they're running everywhere. So now you are retracting that firearm, and you're having to move through the crowd, having to fend people off, trying to get to the threat, because you have to close the ground between you and that threat in case he gets up, because maybe your shot didn't do its job. Or maybe you have to find who he's with. So you're moving around. That's part of the reason why this is being done. This is also, if someone were to suddenly swing at me, I can fend them off. or if they grab for the gun, I can push them off, and from here I can actually begin to shoot. I can hit someone in the lower portions of the body just from this position against my body. Also, the shoulder blade is rolled in and pushed in toward the back so that I'm not doing a chicken wing where someone can loop an arm and get my pistol away. It's actually rolled in tight, and the pistol is indexed. And I'm going to show you something. The pistol is indexed so that from here I can start shooting, and there's total clearance of that slide. And that's right there in front of me. So if someone were here, they would have gotten hit in the thighs. Now, is a hit in the thigh a timer or a switch? It's a timer. It's a femoral artery. That's a timer. This is a switch. That's a timer. The body's comprised of timers and switches. You hit enough switches, you throw enough switches, and you trigger enough timers, and you flip the switch on the bad guy. He exsanguinates, loses consciousness, and falls. So, this drill is a key drill, especially now where everyone's hurting for ammunition. I am too. So this is primarily what I do. And when I started doing this, when I came back to it after several months of not doing it because I've been focusing on rifles so much, I got my handgun out and I could not hit a target, a 3x5 target from 10 yards to save my life. Because I'd gotten so used to that looking at the target, which is what you get with a rifle optic. And I don't run optics on my handguns. I already have a video on this. I'll probably tag it here for you guys. But I don't run optics on my handguns because as a private citizen, this is the only thing I've got on me immediately. It's a 5-second clock, guys. You watch that 5-second clock roll and everyone goes from stunned to, ah! You have 5 seconds. You have to use the chaos he has just created to track him and drop him before 5 seconds elapses before people start moving on you. Church drill is the drill. And the last thing I'll leave you with is this. Why on steel? Well, because on steel, within 300 milliseconds of witnessing that hit and noticing the movement of that lollipop swinging over, I create a new neural pathway and label it success. And to give you an idea, 300 milliseconds is the human eyelid blinking and opening. That's 300 milliseconds. That's fast. That is the majesty of God's creation saying, I've just witnessed something that I need to recreate, and it'll recreate that pathway over and over and over and over and start labeling and erasing all the damage of bad training. Guys, the human mind is incredible, but by the same token, if you don't come out here and work, including dry fire drills, then you will actually miss out on a training opportunity. So as I let you go, I'm going to do some dry fire reps. So as always, I thank you guys for watching. God bless you all. Get those guns out and practice. Have a good one.